and welcome to Grossly Competent, the learning, development, and adulting podcast that does not claim to be pretty, but we will happily pretend to be slightly competent. I am your host, Steve Council, joined by my co-host, a man that looks like he was drawn from memory by a child riding in a car on a gravel road, a Mr. Patrick Aylshire.
Hey, Steve.
Hey.
I will have you know that car that was drawn did not have seatbelts, and my grandfather slammed on the brakes multiple times. That's how I got my good looks.
Yeah. Was that a Model T as well? and just
it was a
highways, just every pothole possible, just
it was a wind up.
Oh, good. Well, now that we got that out of the way, I think this is probably a good time for us to be regaled by our sponsor of the week. Who do we have, Mr. Aylshire?
Hey there, folks. Are you tired of being emotionally stable? Introducing Regret a Ton, the only monthly subscription box that delivers brand new regrets straight to your doorstep. Each box includes one questionable text at 2 a.m., a haircut that says new chapter but screams cry for help, and a coupon for 50% off your dignity. Ooh. Regret a ton, because growth is overrated. Order now and get a bonus regret absolutely free when you use code Grossly Competent.
Oh, Mike. Wow. Thanks, Big Regret. Normally I get regret after like my third brandy and Amazon. But you know what? One questionable text at 2 a.m. also works. That is fantastic. Wow. Thank you.
Guilty
so much.
As charged.
Well, folks, Mike, Uggos, lend me your ears. I know normally you are so used to Mr. Patrick and I bantering and talking about all the cool things that make us just wonderful people, but we have ourselves an absolutely amazing episode. Yeah, I went there. I said it. Go ahead and criticize. It's an amazing episode because we're being graced with the presence of somebody that's just truly wonderful. Would you agree, Patrick? This is going to be an awesome episode.
I wholeheartedly agree.
It's about time there's going to be some real competence on this podcast. I mean, like real competence, not like the made up stuff that you and I do. Folks, we have our first guest here on Grossly Competent. And I will have you know, unnamed guest, I even wrote you a little intro. So strap in, okay? For those of you out in listener land, get ready. This is going to be good. I hope, right? I hope. Okay.
Yeah.
She hails from the Ohio State University and has an obsession with fitness that is cross. Don't be a slow walker or talker because she is the fast-moving force behind one of the best leadership development programs in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area, and an accredited Strengths Finders coach. When she is not conquering adulting and the learning and developmental sphere, she likes playing with her misnamed dog in the autumnal leaves, reading a book or 10, hanging out with her new hubby, and being a new and excited mom. Folks, listeners, the world around, please welcome to the program, Jess Cohen.
Man, how do I follow that up? I feel like I need an intro music now. So can you edit that in there? Some good music, please. I really like John Cena's walkout in WWE. Thank you. That's my request.
My son is obsessed with John Cena, and
he's the best.
This is I got to interject this. They use this program in school where like they do their research on their Chromebooks, and he just told me today. I swear to God, I'd bring him down right now, but he's probably watching wrestling and. he told me he wanted to look up fighting. And I was like, okay, that's neat. He goes, but I couldn't find anything. So I looked up wrestling. And then I saw they had all this stuff on John Cena. So I spent a lot of time reading about John Cena. That's great. Well,
Honestly,
welcome.
I love that for him.
Welcome to the program, Jess. This is exciting.
I'm really excited. It's nice to be here. It was really hard to stay quiet when you were going through regrets because 2 a.m. text regrets. Like, I don't need a box shipped to me for that. I did that all on my own. I mean, not anymore. I'm married, but yesteryear.
Well, let's just dive into that. Why not, right? So you are recently married, correct?
Yes, I am. About a month and some change.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is, congratulations.
Thank you. It's very exciting.
Yeah. So do anything fun and exciting?
It was very small, nice and small, just like I wanted it. There was only 12 people there, and honestly, that was too many people, but we had to make concessions somewhere for others.
Yeah, that's all right.
But it was great. We got married in a park, just showed up somewhere. We picked a spot. It was really pretty. And then we went and got dinner afterwards.
That's
Awesome.
really cool. Good for you. That's really neat. Are you enjoying married life as much as you thought you would?
Yes, I'm a totally different person now. My relationship with my husband is totally different than it was a month ago. Yeah. But it's great. Honestly, it's great. It's, you know what the best thing is like, he can't just ever get rid of me now. Like, we're stuck together forever. But in all seriousness, it is really nice to see a ring on his finger. That is like something I wasn't expecting to really like. And every time I just see it like flash when he's talking, I'm like, I don't know. I get like really excited.
You're mine, biatch.
Yeah, basically, that's what I think every time. I'm like, yes, he's mine. And everyone knows it. Back off. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't expecting to feel that way, but yeah, there's something about just seeing the ring flash on his finger that I'm like, I love that.
I can completely understand that. There's a beauty to that, right? Like,
yeah.
That's a bond you two have. That's so cool. That's very nice. Cool.
Yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, that is cool. Any other exciting things happen recently? No? Nothing?
I mean, I have a 7-month-old daughter, but that's not new.
7 months old.
That's pretty new.
I mean, it's still
new.
Yes, it's still new.
I mean, in the grand scheme, when she lives till at least 100, that's still pretty new.
That's true. If you put it in that context, yes, she is still pretty new. She's great. She's almost crawling. She's eating. She's not sleeping the greatest. The new skill thing, regression, whatever that is. I don't know. I feel like I figure her out, and then the next day everything changes. But I'm sure everyone feels that way who's a parent. So I'm just new to that feeling.
So that was April? Was that April then?
She's a tax day baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff. My brother and sister-in-law had their first child on Father's Day, so that was pretty exciting. So yeah,
lovely. What is that?
Coming
June? What was that? June
15th.
Okay. April 15th. So there we go. They're a month apart. Or 2 months, I guess.
Best friends.
I don't know what a calendar is, I guess.
I can't join in the 15, but my son was born on Mother's Day. So, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Pretty great stuff. Nothing like spending your entire Mother's Day in the hospital.
Happy Mother's Day to your wife.
Oh God, it was a treat. It was a real treat, and she just loved every minute of it.
I'm sure
she couldn't stop yelling about how much fun she was having. Like, okay, we get it. Excited. God, spare me.
Well,
I was trying to get some
Steve.
sleep. I was trying to get some sleep, and she just kept yelling. I'm like, oh man, I had to go in another room. I'm kidding. I totally did not do that.
She might have kicked you out if you did say that.
Oh, well, the good news is I don't have to worry about her hearing this. She's never listened.
I was going to say she doesn't listen to your podcast.
I know. So talk about that supportive partner.
It sounds like her and I have a lot in common. We both love pizza. We don't like scary movies. I mean, just saying. Like,
I mean, anytime you guys want to go do something.
Okay, just want to hang out.
I'm joining on that. I don't like scary movies and I love pizza. Can I?
Oh, yeah.
Too? All right, cool.
Sweet.
Steve, you're out.
That's cool.
We're gonna take a selfie. Yep.
There you
I'll
go.
just watch the kids. You bring the kids here, and we'll just have lots of fun. You guys go do all the adulting.
Great.
Totally cool. That sounds about accurate. Well, I'm glad things are going well.
Yeah, they are.
So, Jess, I want to ask you first. It's a 2-part question.
Yeah.
Do you prefer the word fall or autumn?
Fall.
Oh,
I don't think I've ever said the word autumn.
Okay, well, that's my first question. Is I heard you like autumn, like Steve and I like the word autumn. Steve likes the word fall.
Autumn. Yeah,
no, he likes. No, I was saying he likes fall, the season of fall. I like the season of autumn. But what is it about this time of year that you enjoy the most?
Oh, I mean, I love the weather first and foremost when it starts to get cool. Like early fall, when it's technically fall, not great because it's still very hot all the time, like in the 70s. No. I'm big into when it starts to get cool and you can wear your sweaters and bundle up and wear jackets. I have an obsession with jackets and I couldn't even tell you why, but I seem to collect them and I have no space for them. But a jacket, like I just like wearing like all my different jackets. All of the flavors of fall, pumpkin spice. I am basic in that way. I think we've talked about this before, Steve. We definitely have. Yeah. Pumpkin spice. Like all those warm flavors. It gives me an excuse to make soup because I love soup. Yeah. And then also like my birthday's in October. My husband's birthday is now in October.
Well, happy birthday to both of you.
My wedding anniversary is now in October. I just like really specifically the month of October is just like 10 out of 10. And then Halloween is my favorite holiday. So
wow.
Fall.
I also really thoroughly enjoy October. It is probably my favorite month now. I have 2 sisters in October. My niece's birthday is actually on one of my sister's birthdays as the same day as my aunt's birthday. So, got a couple friends' birthdays in October. So yeah, it is a really good month. And to your point too, about getting to wear the jackets, I like to call it the jeans and sweatshirt weather. Once it starts to cool down, you can be outside and some comfy clothes and
heck yeah. Yeah, it's a great month. Like
it is.
It's perfect. I love that you say the soup thing. And I feel like I'm on NPR now, like talking about soup. But who wants to eat soup in 90-degree wind, like in heat? Like
nobody. It just makes you sweat here. Then.
Yeah, like unnecessarily. Like give me a break. So yeah, fall is legit for this.
Quite the autumnal meal.
Oh my god.
What is? Can I ask you a question?
Please.
No. Sorry, that's not the way this works.
Why do you prefer autumn over fall?
Oh.
I mean, the word itself is amazing. It's a cool name. It's got a nice ring to it. Fall is just so, I don't know, I fall over from drinking too much, or it's just
put it that way.
It's boring. And I don't even drink anymore, but I might trip over something or lock myself in the bathroom. I told that story once or twice. And
oh my God.
You don't want to hear that one.
Is it on one of these episodes of the pod that I can just like scroll back and listen to?
Yeah.
Or have you not discussed that? Oh,
it is. Sure is.
Yeah.
We'll follow up with that later. You're going to tell me the episode so I can listen.
Oh, I think the name of the episode will make it kind of obvious.
All right.
I forgot about that.
The Tale of the Lockdown.
Oh, wait, I saw. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I did see that when I was scrolling through. Yes.
I don't want to call anybody out, but it sounds like you haven't listened.
I haven't. You guys, you're going to have to forgive me. When you asked me to be on this podcast, I looked at it and I was like, I'm going to devote time to listening to this podcast. Like when you're going for a job interview and you want to, do your recon, read about the company. So when they ask you a question, you can like drop a nugget of information, like the one thing you remember off their website.
Yeah.
That was my plan. But
oh my gosh,
as you know, I have a 7-month-old, so that didn't happen.
I think you get a pass, of course.
Thanks.
I couldn't even fathom doing anything outside of what just sustained my living with a 7-month-old. Like, no, I completely understand. And the fact that you've even taken the time to be here with us tonight is a feat in and of itself.
Well,
So.
I am only able tonight because my husband is home for a couple days. He's not leaving me on a shift, so it's not just me and Odie. So I am able to step away while she's screaming in the background with Dad. So there we go.
That's okay. You get the little added break.
Yes.
I feel like I have done you a disservice because yes, we've chatted about some of your likes and your interests, but if you don't mind, I'd kind of want to introduce Listenerland into how you and I know each other.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then, so there's some context there besides so Steve and Patrick had Jess on.
Just random person on.
I had the distinct pleasure of meeting Jess because she works through the Menominee Falls Chamber of Commerce right on the outskirts of Milwaukee. And she facilitates a program called Leadership Moving Forward, or LMF, as it is referred to. I met Jess because I heard good things about this program, and we had the opportunity to connect. We emailed and whatnot, and then we met for coffee, and we got to learn a little bit more about one another, and then I weaseled my way into her class.
There was no weaseling. There was no weaseling. It was fine.
I know this is past the time that you're supposed to take your attendance, but hey, do you think I could just ramrod myself into this? And she's like, sure, because she is kind and has dignity and is lovely. So I was a part of her class, got to learn all sorts of really neat leadership tactics. I have employed some, and I continue to build and grow off of that. But from my understanding, Jess, L&D, learning and development, was not always the plan, right? You had other aspirations when you went to college and whatnot. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. First of all, if anyone from my work listens to this podcast, which I hope that they do, I need to correct the title. I work at the Chamber of yet unknown geographic location because we're changing it yet again. So I just needed to throw that out there because I'll get scolded at work tomorrow.
No, well, faithful folks out there at the Chamber, Jess had nothing to do with my misnaming. Okay. That is based off of my own experience, but now that I know that it's different, it's staying.
That's fine. It can stay. Guys, whatever you want, it can stay.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, I was not ever planning to go into L&D, as you say.
Yeah.
I have to retrain my brain to think that L&D is learning and development, not
labor and delivery.
Labor and delivery. Yeah. Thank you.
That's what I think of.
That's what I think of. That's what I think of. In my brain. No. Yes.
Because I've had a conversation with someone and they it. Oh, you work in labor and delivery? I'm like, not quite, but
I work in healthcare. So when I explain
it's a little
to
different.
People, when I explain to people oh, what do you do? I'm like, well, I'm learning and development. I'm L&D. They're like, what?
I hope you're not doing L&D at your workplace.
At a senior living facility? I hope not either. I was thinking that too. I was like, people must roll their eyes at you when you say that.
No, they usually just look at me like I have three eyes. But that's acceptable. That's fine. That's actually standard. I'm used to people looking at me that way. But I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No.
Continue.
We're going off on tangents, so that's why I already love this podcast because this is my everyday life. This just makes me feel at home. You had asked, I believe, what was my original intention. Going to school, I wasn't originally trying to get into learning and development.
Yeah, because you graduated with nutrition sciences, right?
I did, yes.
Right.
I went to school with the idea and intention. Well, let me back up. I didn't go to school thinking I wanted to be a dietitian. That was not on my radar. I went to school wanting a chemistry degree. Because my chemistry teacher in high school was my absolute favorite human in the world. I loved chemistry because of him. I took every chemistry class I could in my high school, and that was what I wanted. That was the major I declared when I initially enrolled at Ohio State. The Ohio State. Let me correct myself.
Wow.
Whoa.
I
shame on me.
I took chemistry in high school. Senior year.
like, neat story, Patrick.
For one semester, I had a D-, and I didn't think it was going to go well the second semester, so I did drop it.
I have a similar story why I left my chemistry degree. Not because of chemistry, though. It was like we had to take a lot of really difficult math. And so I was not doing well in my math classes. And I still had 2 left, and I had gotten a C- in like the second one. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's like fake math at that point. We're like, it doesn't actually exist in the real world. Anyways, so that made me, I couldn't wrap my brain around it. So anyways, I kind of like I pivoted, and I found a degree that transferred the most credits. And that happened to be nutrition. I did fall in love with nutrition, so it wasn't something that I had absolutely no interest in, but I did fall in love with nutrition. So I was like, I will be a dietitian. This sounds great. When I graduated, I decided I didn't know what I really wanted to do at 22 years old. And quite frankly, I don't know that anybody really does at 22 years old. Like, I still think you're too young to know. So what did I do? I went to work at Starbucks for 3 years. And honestly, that was the best job I have ever had to this day. I know we're talking about learning and development, but yeah. So, I've been in sales. So go ahead.
She doesn't mean that. No.
Chamber.
The chamber. She does not mean that. That's her second favorite job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, nod, nod. Yeah. Good thing we don't have a video on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was in sales. I did a lot of outside sales. I traveled the country in industrial sales. And then I quit that job without, they always tell you don't ever quit a job until you have another job.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Yes.
I did not take that advice at all. Left that job. Didn't have a job for a while. And that was in 2019. If you can all recall what happened in the following year. That was in fall of 2019. I found this job.
What did happen?
What did happen? Well, let me tell you. Let me share with your audience.
Start from the beginning.
I found this job. Yeah, I found this job in February of 2020, and I applied for. Gosh, I can't remember what the old title was. It was something with events director or something. I don't know. And it was just planning fundraising events on behalf of the chamber. And I was like, this is something different. Let's give it a shot. I still don't know what I want to do at the age of like, what was that? 29, almost 30 at that point. I was 30.
Sure.
And I got hired. How, I'm not sure, because I had no experience. And then a week later they were like, the world is shutting down because of COVID. I'm sorry, we have to rescind this job offer, and we'll come back to you when it becomes viable again.
Yeah.
So, I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, sure, they're going to call me back, because I didn't believe anything anyone was telling me. So I worked and did landscaping with my family for the entire summer. They called me back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they called me back after 24 hours of shoveling snow with my brothers, and I was just so grateful that I was about to be done. I was like, yes, please take me back. I would love to work there. Yeah. So in February of 2021, I actually started working at the chamber. And oddly enough, when I got hired, I was only ever supposed to do like fundraising stuff. The leadership class was not on my plate of things to do. They had hired an outside facilitator for that program. And then when I came back, like that summer, they were talking about revamping the program, kind of changing full year program to 2 spring and fall programs. And they kind of just threw it on my plate and said, like, this is going to be your responsibility. So here you go.
Yeah.
And that's literally how I got into learning and development and running this and being a facilitator of this leadership classes. They just told me this is something that I was going to do.
That is wild.
And this is now, this is my 9th class. So I've done it now for 4.5 years.
Okay.
So yeah, twice a year.
So twice a year.
Sense.
This is my
Very
9th
cool.
class. Steve, I believe you were in like my 6th class, I think. Something like that.
7 years back. Yeah.
It was my 6th class or something. But anyways, so it wasn't all of that. Long story being said, it was never something I was seeking. It was never something on my radar. It just kind of got thrown at me. Like, this is what you're going to do. This is also another responsibility of yours. We'll give you a couple tools, but you got to kind of figure it out. And I did. I'll tell you, the first couple classes were rough. For someone
Patrick
who's...
and I have no idea what that's like.
Yeah. Now
Rough.
when it's probably similar to my experience, but when you first met Steve, was it like just bad impression? I mean, that's kind of how I felt.
The worst impression, honestly.
Yeah.
The worst.
I mean,
we were sitting and we met at a coffee shop, like Steve had said, and I think I was just like, I'm going to be honest, Steve, I was really annoyed when I got an email and was like, hey, I'm thinking about this, and the class was starting in a week or something like that. And I was like, God, this asshole wants to start in the class. Everything's already ready. And I was like, God, this asshole wants to start in the class. Everything's already ready. And I was like, God, this asshole wants to start in the class. Everything's already ready. I figured like this is a good time to be honest with you since we're friends now.
yes.
Oh, wow. And for all 6 of our listeners to hear too.
I am going to loop that part over and over and over. Yes.
I mean, I do love you now. Like yes, I know.
No.
I do love you. So like this was a brief thought, a fleeting moment that I had.
You have every right to feel
of
the
disdain
way you do.
for you.
I get it. Yeah.
But then I sat down and had coffee with you, and I remember coming back to the chamber and being like, I think I was talking to Sophia, my coworker, and I told her like, this guy has so much energy. He's going to be so great in this class. I had so much fun talking to him. I could sit and talk to him for probably hours and get no work done. We might have a really productive conversation. So I was actually really excited to have you in class. And quite frankly, some of those classes, you were you carried the class on your shoulders.
Oh, look at that.
You carried the class on your shoulders.
Folks.
Yeah.
Wonderful folks.
You guys had a great class. You just like, sometimes they were a little quiet in the beginning and they needed like the guy to wake everybody up. And that was Steve.
Well, you mentioned the energy, and I would like to attribute that to meth. So
that's news to me.
No, I joke.
We're all learning new things about each other today.
My wife hates when I throw that joke out there. She's like, seriously, it's going to come bite you in the ass. I'm like, you're not wrong, but I can't help myself. I'm an idiot. I'm going to continue to ask this or say this stupid statement. But that is wow. Some of that I did know because, of course, you and I have had this conversation. But some of that I clearly did not. Thank you for that. That's really cool. I think it's fascinating that you inherited this program.
Yeah.
Right. You said like there was an outside consultant that was originally doing leadership moving forward. Mm-hmm. What was that like, inheriting something and then trying to make it your own?
Oh, the first couple classes, I had a really hands-on committee that helped me with the curriculum. For those of you who aren't familiar with our program, which is probably everybody listening, all 6 of you, as you say.
We are worldwide. We can talk about that later, but we are worldwide. We have folk in Japan and Singapore and Philippines, and so
Iowa,
you are Nebraska, Austin, Texas.
Oh my, really?
I'm joking. Yeah, legitimately. Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool.
Oh,
I need to give you more
you're
credit.
Famous,
I'm sorry.
Is what we're getting at. You're famous.
The calls will be coming in.
Our program relies heavily on volunteers in the community, like leaders within the community who share their like time, talent, and expertise, the things that they've learned to come in. And that's kind of the basis on which our program runs. Mm-hmm. Some of it is curriculum based, I guess, like the CliftonStrengths that we do that I teach because I'm now a coach. Yeah. And then there's a crucial conversation. Somebody else who's certified in teaching that comes in, but a lot of our content is shared by people who have lived and learned the experiences along the way. Like our first speaker is somebody who has owned his business and built it from the ground up. And he talks about servant leadership and how that's really a pillar in his organization as he was building it. So like walking into an organization, back to your question, how was it in hearing something like that? Mm-hmm. I didn't know what to expect because somebody had already kind of laid the groundwork. And also coming off of a COVID year, because they had paused the program for 2 years at that point.
Oh, sure.
It was kind of almost like starting over. So I did inherit a lot of the speakers and some of the content, but it kind of was starting over. So it was a lot on me to try and figure out how to fill our time together. I will say my first class was a class of 9. They were my guinea pigs for sure. And I will forever be grateful to them because they knew it was my first time ever doing this. I tell them every time I see a couple of these people, I wish you could go back. I would love for you to come back and take the class again now, as opposed to when you went through it, just because there are so many things that I have improved on personally as a facilitator, but also the content that I've added myself that I put in to make the program better, to make each class better, to make it kind of all fit together. The icebreakers that we do have a purpose in the beginning. We have a book club that we've added to it. And there's book club discussion that the class does together throughout. Awesome. And none of that was implemented in the beginning because I was just taking over somebody's stuff because I didn't know what I was doing. So it was basically like just reading somebody else's manual. And it's like a script somebody gives you that you've never read before. And now you're like standing in front of people and you're like, that's how it was for a couple of years until I really kind of got to make it my own. And I stopped asking for permission to do things to make it better. And I just did things that I thought make sense because I was the only person who had intimate knowledge of like how the program was going. And it seemed to have worked out for the better because I haven't had anyone tell me that it's worse than it was when I started. So
I'm glad that you mentioned that. I was just about to say that, and you said it as far as you have to make it your own.
Yes.
When you're even taking over something, you still have to put your own spin on it, whether it is, how you're presenting, the questions you're asking, the icebreakers. And Steve loves icebreakers. Let me tell you, they are good. And
okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining us.
Ganging up on Steve. No, but Jess, I think that's like with anything, as far as even a new course that I've designed at my employer, a lot of times we will pilot it in HR where I work. So they want to see it first before we start letting it go to all the other departments. And you pick up on little things like, okay, that activity's maybe not the best fit for this, or maybe that I've actually had it where I'm like practicing some of my material and my manager will be like, I don't know if that joke is going to work there. And so okay. Good point. I love it. She'll call me out like, that was really funny, but I don't know if that one was. And
you're just doing stand up at this point.
I have people come up and tell me, they're like, you're quite funny. And I always say, I know.
Oh, they're talking about what you were saying and not the way you look?
Well, they say funny looking. That's on the reviews. They usually don't. Yeah, and I get downgraded for my my understanding of the content. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It's usually like a 1-star.
So when they come up to you and say you're funny looking, like they're trying to hold it in. They don't want to just. Oh
my gosh!
Well, or if I do virtual training, they say, "Can you turn your camera off?"
Well, that's just
I did have my manager has a great sense of humor, and I had pinged her on Teams yesterday and said, hey, I thought you'd like this story. I said, at the end of the training, I had a group of like 40 people, and this never happens, but like one person started clapping. And so like a couple other people joined in, but it was like, obviously it was, it was like, okay, I appreciate that, thank you. Thank you.
Clap.
Yeah. But it was like one person just started, and I was like, oh, and of course I don't need 40 people to start clapping for this 2-hour training. It was I appreciate that. So I messaged her that, and she's like, oh, that's great to hear. And she goes, I'm glad it wasn't the opposite, because I'd have trouble trying to defend you if you got booed.
I was
like,
hoping you were going to tell us it was a slow clap. Like,
So I said, well, I appreciate your honesty. She's like, that might be tough to try to back you up on that.
you need to come into work sometime after a training and just have like tomatoes. Just all
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know. There was a bag of tomatoes. Apparently, they're just throwing them at me.
So, Jess, can you tell? I'm going to ask this question because I actually don't know much about this at all. But could you tell us a little bit about CliftonStrengths?
Yeah. So CliftonStrengths is an assessment. It's a tool, really, to kind of figure out what areas you're really strong in. And the way they do it is they give you take this assessment. It can take like anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. And it asks you a series of like this or that questions. I don't even know if they're questions. It just gives you a statement or a sentence and you just finish it with 2 options. Okay. And it's just like rapid fire. You answer as quickly as you can. If you think about it too long, the accuracy of the results of the test is actually worse.
Oh.
So I always tell people go with your gut. But anyways, it spits out your strengths and there's 34 that they've really boiled it down to. And it takes a bunch of these like talents that you have and it groups based on how many of these talents you kind of get grouped up into these like umbrella themes. For example, like a couple of them are like Steve and I. Let's talk about Steve and I have a shared talent or have a shared strength of ours.
What?
And that is woo. And for those of you who don't know what woo is, it's
Steve's
winning.
a woo girl?
He's a wooer. He's a wooer.
Steve, you're a woo girl. I knew it.
Let's say it the way you're supposed to. Woo! Right? Yeah, like
so
Ric
Steve
Flair.
and I are wooers. Yeah, like Ric Flair. And that is an acronym for winning others over. And essentially it means that you are someone who's very social. You are very comfortable meeting strangers and having a conversation with really anybody. Like you're that obnoxious person who you get trapped in an elevator with and will strike up a conversation to pass the time. Like that is Steve and I. And while it can be super obnoxious, it also lends itself to being an incredibly useful strength in certain situations. So this assessment basically gives you in order, like rank from like your strongest to your least strongest, 1 through 34. And so my like coaching allows people to really dive deep and get more into what that specifically means because woo can even look different between me and Steve based on the other like themes that we have around it. So it's kind of like nuanced. It's very individual. And it's super fun to see for people to see what they're like. So we focus really on the top 5, but like what their strengths are, because when you read these assessments, they're very individualized and it's kind of scary how accurate it gets. Okay. Every once in a while, I have someone say, this doesn't really sound like me. But then we jump into class and I give them different activities to really explore and dive deep into these individual themes. And usually by the end of class, someone will say, you know what? I see it. I've changed my mind. Like maybe I didn't really understand what this was when I came in, but like, yeah, it's right. Rarely have I had someone say it's totally off, but yeah.
Yeah. Do you now, when someone in your class take the assessment on that day, and then are they looking at results that same class, or is
immediately?
It kind of immediately?
So
okay.
I give it to them as an action item. I don't call it homework because we're adults. So they're all action items between classes. So for example, at the end of our first class, our CliftonStrengths, session, the bulk of it is the second class that we are together. So they are given their codes. They have 2 weeks to take the assessment, but once you start it, you have to finish it. So you have to sit down and devote 35 minutes to taking this assessment. But it spits out the results immediately after. And then they bring them to class with them. And that's when we really deep dive for like 3 hours talking about it. And then actually I've introduced a whole nother class where we do a little bit more deep dive into strength. So there's like 2 parts. We probably spend 4 to 5 hours talking about ourselves in depth and what we're good at.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That sounds great.
Yeah, it's fun.
I can tell you as being a part of that, I'll admit, you mentioned that you thought I was going to be obnoxious when no, I'm kidding. When you
No,
first
just an email.
You're like this dick.
This asshole.
When you first talked to me about CliftonStrengths, and Patrick, you and I have had this very brief conversation, I believe, on this, that when you mentioned it to me, the first thing that flashed in my head is like, oh, cool, another assessment. Mm-hmm. Like, it's your DISC, it's your Myers-Briggs, it's your Kobe's. Like, oh my gosh, how many of them? What I personally found so exhilarating about CliftonStrengths was not only kind of getting that interesting perspective of your traits, like how they manifest on a day-to-day basis for the positive, but being able to look at them and how they manifest possibly negatively depending upon how somebody's looking at them. That was a really interesting draw for me. That was fascinating.
Yeah, it's called God, I'm having a brain fart right now, and I should know
right?
this. It used to be called the Basements. They've changed it. So now
goodness.
It is, oh my gosh.
The Chamber.
I'm embarrassed.
Not the chamber. No, they're changing that. Okay.
They are changing that too. Okay. I'm so embarrassed right now. I can't think of it. But anyways, we'll just go with Basements because, whatever. No one from CliftonStrengths no one from Gallup is listening to this. It's fine.
Whoa.
Hopefully
don't
listen.
That.
No, I don't want them to hear me.
Dan Gallup is one of our listeners.
They're going to be like, you're a terrible coach.
Oh, no.
No, so it's basically bringing awareness to if you have a talent that is not, you haven't devoted as much time into developing, it can sort of be, I would compare it to like an immature versus a mature. So like you, so I'll use another one of my talents, for example. Somebody who is an activator is somebody who like, stop fucking talking and let's just do it. Like you just want to get it done and you just want to start immediately. And like when people sit and talk about how you're going to start it and the plan, like absolutely not. Let's go.
That is a D in the disc right there.
Yeah.
So that is
you're
me.
Right,
That's one of my top 5 as well. And so, for example, when you're talking about Basements, someone who's like really put the time and the effort into developing that strength, is somebody who recognizes that not everybody is going to be go, go, go. And you learn how to work with others to get them to maybe be more efficient when they're talking about things. And then you help activate the whole group to complete the task, as opposed to you being the obnoxious person and just starting on your own. But then it's really inefficient because you might not be doing it correctly because you're impatient because you didn't want to wait for everybody to finish talking. So it really makes you aware of like the good and the bad side of these strengths and really gives you a little bit more self-awareness. I think a lot of people probably to some degree know that they are doing these things, but maybe you just aren't as aware of it until you kind of read through this.
Yeah, I think it's that awareness is right.
Yes, it's the awareness piece. And honestly, like for the wooers like Steve and I, it makes us maybe a little less obnoxious because not everybody wants to sit and talk to us in an elevator. Some people just want to sit there silently, and that's okay too.
Yeah, it kind of the read the room sort of thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You learn to read the room.
Well, you mentioned something that I thought was fascinating, having gone through this, that some people will take it and think to themselves like, well, this doesn't really match. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking that initially when I took mine. So my number one trait or whatever you refer to it as, strength, excuse me. Sorry, Dan Gallup, right? Isn't that what you came up with?
It can be a theme or a strength.
Yeah. But my number one is strategic. Mm-hmm. And at first, I definitely thought my number one was going to be woo. Like I for sure, if you'd have gunned to my head, been like, it's going to be woo. But when that was my number one, it was what that moment I really kind of reflected on. I was like, that actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Because when I approach something, it's not just like from the hip. It's how do I orchestrate this? How do I build the skeleton? And then how do I connect the pieces in a way like that is the way my brain works. So it was kind of interesting that this assessment allowed me that opportunity to kind of see that in myself and how it, once again, how it manifests in my professional career and personal for that.
Have you taken the CliftonStrengths assessment, Patrick?
I'm not. No, not familiar.
You know what would have been fun in hindsight if we had Patrick take that prior to this podcast, and then
maybe what we do,
we can come back for another one.
Oh snap!
If you'll have
we will
me.
focus on we'll focus exclusively on CliftonStrengths. That is actually one of the topics that I believe we have on our episode roster.
Really?
Patrick. So yep.
Would you have me back for real? Are you
Well,
sure?
I mean, jury's out. Well,
Okay,
I don't know if
fair.
we can actually, if we can afford your contract.
Oh.
Yeah.
But we'll have our lawyers talk to your lawyers, and
Okay.
we'll get something.
Your
figured
people are
out.
people. It'll be fine.
Perfect.
Yeah. We'll make it work.
All right.
So I have a kind of a follow up on this, the leadership moving forward, the CliftonStrengths. So with all of that, you clearly work with either burgeoning leaders or current leaders or very, seasoned leaders. What do you kind of see as like a unifying link amongst those folks?
If you had asked me this a couple years ago, I probably would have sat here in silence with not an answer for you at all. But I think the thing that I've learned about the people who come through this class, or at least the ones that really walk away feeling like they've learned something, because there are a few people who come to this class because they're told to.
Sure.
And, and those people don't necessarily like walk away feeling reinvigorated or anything like that. And that's okay. But the people who leave my class and come tell me about something that they've done at work with something they've learned in class, I find that those people, especially to answer your question, always have an open mind. They come into things with an open mind. So I would say the unifying link for the majority of people who are in my class and anybody who's willing to take a class like that to grow and develop are people who walk in with an open mind, knowing that they don't know everything and there's always room to continue learning. I think it's popular nowadays for people to think they know everything or they know best. And I would like to tell those people that they're full of shit. You don't know everything. And honestly, I trust you less when you say that when people come from an angle of thinking that they know everything there is to know about something.
Yep.
Because the second you close your mind off to being open to learning something is the second that there's no way you can be the best because everything is changing.
They, the same ones that are on their laptops while the course is going on, and you have to politely go over and say, "Hey, do you mind closing your laptop and paying attention?"
Phones, or they're like pulling out their phones all the time.
Yeah.
I'm only asking for 4 hours of your day.
Yeah.
I got to throw a dig in on this. I have to say something on this because you're absolutely right, both of you, about the computer, the laptop, or like putzing on your phone, something like that. What I never understood with people that do that is, would they be okay if you went into their office, like they asked you to come to their office, and you sat there and pulled your laptop out and just started working right in front of them? Like, what?
No.
Come on.
Could you imagine?
That's so rude. Like, God, I get it.
I do
Don't
notice
want
it.
me here. Shocker.
I do notice it more, to Jess's point, when someone is mandatold to go to a training, as we like to use that phrase, and they're like, "Well, I'm here, I'm getting credit." Like, well, you do need to participate a little bit.
And those mandatold folks are either the ones that do just like what you said, or they're the ones that are purposefully defiant on everything. Oh, God, really? You're going to be that person? Okay, let's do this, I suppose.
I in my class specifically, because I don't work, because I get people from many different organizations. I'm not just training people within the same organization. I try to remind them, especially, like, I haven't had to do this a lot, but every once in a while, when I see someone who's just showing up because they're told they have to, I try to remind them that they were sent here by somebody at their organization because that person sees something in them. Not everybody gets to come to this class. It's not free. Yeah. They are paying to send you because they see something in you, because they think you are the perfect person, or you have potential to be this person that could move up in another role or become the manager of a team. And that's like the best thing I can say to them. I don't know if they always take it to heart, but in my class, I have to remind them that you're here for a reason. What that reason is, I'm not sure, but somebody saw something in you and you are now here.
There's an exclusivity, right?
Yeah.
Like you nailed it. You say not everybody gets to come to this class, gets to learn these things, was given this opportunity. Don't squander it. I think that's the best way to answer that.
Yeah. Like your business is investing in you. They don't have to spend this money on you.
Yeah.
So use it as an opportunity.
Isn't that always one of the top comments? Anyway, typically when you have employee surveys of an organization, it's always, I want the company to invest in me in some way, shape, or form. We're giving it to you now, so please stop it.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if that works, but that's my go-to. That's my go-to answer.
No way. I think that's, personally, I think that's the best way. It's almost a kill them with kindness sort of a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to berate you. I'm not going to treat you like a child. You are an adult. You are going to do what you do. I'm just going to offer you a different perspective that I think you should take advantage of. Nope,
absolutely.
I totally agree with that.
Great point.
Yeah.
All right. I got another question for you, Jess.
Oh, hit me.
It seems that you have things quite figured out. What advice would you give to others out there that are either just starting in their careers or are new emerging leaders?
I would say I think of myself when I think of this question, what would I say to myself 10 years ago when I was still working at Starbucks trying to figure shit out? Say yes and embrace every opportunity that you're given. Even if your initial thought is, this is not for me. This is the worst thing that could ever happen. Because for me, the worst thing that ever happened to me 5 years ago, was being told I was going to facilitate a leadership class. It was honestly my worst nightmare come to life. I hated standing in front of a room talking to people. Yes, honestly, I'm being honest. That's
wild. I did not know that. That's wild.
Yeah, absolutely hate. Wow. Hated, I should say, past tense. But I think just embracing opportunities that are given to you and at least trying something. There's nothing to say that like you can try something and maybe it doesn't work out. And you know what? It's not for you and that's fine. But I would say definitely embrace every opportunity and give it a shot. It's kind of like when you're talking to like little kids, you like, got to try everything once. And then if you don't like it, fine. This is kind of the same thing. Like if somebody is giving you an opportunity to do something, whether it's because they see something in you or even if it's because they don't want to hire the facilitator anymore that they used to hire and they just want to dump it on somebody in their organization, just say yes. And you know what? If you try it and it's not for you and you absolutely don't like it, you can cross that bridge and express that. But in my case, at least now that I'm older and wiser, the thing that I really didn't like about my job, which was this facilitating this leadership class, was my least favorite thing. It is now almost 5 years later, my absolute favorite part of my job. My favorite part of my job. And awesome. had I told them no, which they did give me an opportunity to say no if that wasn't something I was comfortable with, had I just flat out said no, I would have never discovered that.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
You got pushed into something. I mean, kind of, right?
Yeah,
like,
I got pushed into a really uncomfortable position that I was not like prepared for at all.
I think that right there is the unifying link amongst the three of us.
Yeah,
frankly, I mean, Patrick, you joined into the world of learning and development. You were an elementary school teacher, found that it was not your passion. You didn't enjoy it. And literally Googled, what transferable skills do I have?
That's true.
Is that how you got there?
Yeah.
I mean, but
seriously,
that's not me making fun.
No.
I'm not laughing to make fun either.
No, but like that is a question that a lot of people that are in that education community often have. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do,
and
I don't know if I like this. But you did something uncomfortable,
and
you ended up loving it. Like,
well, and to your point,
talking about it.
And to your point, Steve, even to go further in that, I started in my first job outside of teaching in the corporate world was in manufacturing. Like, I am not a guy that really probably should be. I mean, the word even worse would be like a hardware store. I'd be, oh my god, I'd be lost. But
I'm having
like,
a hard time picturing you on a shop floor in like steel toe boots.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
So I worked injection
With PPE,
molding.
I can't see it.
Right.
Oh, gosh.
So maybe this wasn't the smartest. I don't know if I would do this now, but in my interview, I told them that I don't know injection molding, but I can learn. They're like, and they were looking for a facilitator because they were having trouble. The employees that were there were really good at their jobs of being out on the floor and the coaching and the experience that they had as technicians, as floor leaders, but they didn't have that missing piece like Jess, you stepped into of we need someone to be up in front of the room to coach and to teach them about the business, about kind of just the new employee experience. And so that's where I came in. But that's the same thing. I'm like, I know what cable ties do, but I don't know anything about this machine works. And but you learned it. And after I was there 2.5 years and I felt really good when I walked away, like I learned a lot more about this than I actually ever thought.
I mean, on a similar trajectory, Patrick, I moved away from education and I went into pest control. Like talk about, I mean, talk about going from teaching English to I'm going to be in the sciences now and I'm going to teach you how to kill things. Like,
I didn't know you were a teacher, Steve.
Yeah.
How did I thought you were always in pest control. I didn't know that.
No,
okay.
No, my education background was short-lived. I will admit that.
He didn't have a face for teaching. That's why he left.
No. Well, my students kept on passing out, and it was a health hazard. I mean, you ever seen 28 Days Later? It was like that, but just in never mind. It's cool. Don't worry about it. But no, it was a industry that legitimately, and I know Patrick, you and I already had this conversation because I joked that I took the position in pest control because it was a full-time job with benefits. Like I need something, and I ended up loving it because it is an industry that is constantly in flux and there's so much education. And I took that educational part on. It was my transferable skill. And here I am now. And now I'm pretending like I know what I'm talking about and trying to relay that to folks out in the world. But it's just kind of a fun little thing. Yep. Yeah. Crazy stuff.
It all comes full circle, which
you know what else is a circle?
Yes, Spinaruski.
All right, so Jess, let us do a quick explanation here. So every episode, Patrick and I we spin the wheel. It's a dedication wheel, but we have now since just started calling. Yep, we've just now started calling it the Spinaruski because we just think that's awesome.
Honestly, that name is so much better.
Okay,
yeah,
I approve.
Thanks,
not that you were looking for my approval or anything, but since I'm the only other person who's ever been on this podcast other than you two, I give you your approval.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. So we spin this wheel and a name comes up, and that person is who Patrick and I dedicate so much of our just our existence to, because we are convinced that after so many episodes, we are going to spin and land on the name of the person that helped Patrick and I come up with the Ugly Club, which I won't spoil for you. You're going to have
episode one.
All right. Okay. All right. So, Patrick, let's do some Spinaruski.
Let's do it. All right. Yeah. We are clicking to spin right about now.
Spin it.
Are these like wedges with names on it, like preloaded with people that... Okay.
Who is it?
Emily.
No way. Jess, do you know Emily?
I don't know. Do I know Emily?
You might.
Do you? I don't know.
Jess, I was going to ask you actually about
context.
this. Were you just by chance, this was going to be about 20 years ago?
The answer's no.
No, well, okay, you don't know. Just by chance in like 2005, did you happen to be at Boomers in Pewaukee, Wisconsin on like a Friday or Saturday? Like down in the club area?
Oh, I'm going to have to show my age here a little bit. I was 15, so no, I wasn't.
Gross. No, that wasn't it, Steve. Steve and I were hitting on a...
sent home.
Okay, good.
from a
Well,
basketball.
now
game or
that you said
something.
you were 15, that makes my question awkward. No, we were Steve and I were in our 20s, and we
Okay.
were looking for another 20-year-old. So that was not you. Okay.
That was
Well,
me.
I do have a follow-up to that. Understand that you weren't in Boomers, but did you happen to see somebody run from Boomers with a CD player that they stole out of somebody's car?
It's possible. I may have been passing through Pewaukee that night,
right,
but
all right.
my
I mean,
memory is
What
a
did
little
you
foggy.
think about my CD collection? Because the person that broke into my car stole the CD player, but left all the CDs. So, yeah.
Like
I
your
love that.
like your Walkman or like the thing that
No,
was in your car?
The CD deck, yeah, that was like in the car, and I had this. I had the visor with my CDs on
yes, yes,
on the seat next to. It was the passenger seat, and they flipped through, and apparently I have terrible taste.
I was gonna
in
say they
music.
just didn't like your music taste. That
Yeah.
says a lot about you.
It does. It does. Besides the face, it's the music taste. It's
It's
a
also
whole.
your taste in music.
Yeah.
That
What were you
is-
listening to back in 2005? What was your go-to jam?
Oh boy.
Oh gosh, probably Dave Matthews. That was each
Yeah,
and every day.
that sounds like a popular choice.
What I thought for sure you were going to bring up Dashboard Confessional, right? Was
Oh,
it-
well, we are not getting vindicated right now, man. I sang that another episode. Jess, you'll have to check us out.
Yep.
I feel
It's
like
a-
I'm missing all the fun stuff.
It's a real humdinger. It's a real humdinger. Well, Emily, my gosh, thank you so much for letting us, for you living rent free in our heads. We will not charge you rent. That's all good. And thank you for letting us create the Ugly Club. May it rain. May it rain.
Emily.
It's all good stuff.
Emily, we appreciate you.
Mm.
Well, Steve and Jess, I got to say,
What?
that was really fun.
That was fun.
Jess, thank you again so very much for being on the show. And thank you, everyone out in listener land, for joining us on Grossly Competent. If you like what you're hearing, which I know you do, and you want to support the show, here are the best possible ways.
Oh, strap in. You can subscribe, follow, and give a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can visit us on Buzzsprout at grosslycompetent.buzzsprout.com. And here you can become an active supporter and help us with the show. Every cent counts. It's always appreciated. Whatever you give is great with us. We appreciate it. Give us a shout out on socials. I'm not on a lot of them, but feel free to give me a shout. Email us directly at grosslycompetent@gmail.com. The Grossly Competent is all one word smashed together. You can send us a message to the show using the link at the top of the show notes. We will display that proudly for all to see, just like Rhonda's cheetah underwear. And please tell your friends, family, coworkers, or those folks at the Chamber all about this podcast. No, seriously. And since we just gave away ways to contact us, Jess, if anybody would like to get in contact with you, is there a way that you would prefer that?
I think probably my LinkedIn is the best place to find me. If you
Okay.
ask me what that is off the top of my head, I have no idea since I just reactivated it as I came off of maternity leave. So I will share it with Steve to throw in the show notes.
Oh,
And
that
then
sounds
you
awesome.
can message me on LinkedIn if you are having any questions. If you want to do CliftonStrengths with me, I'm in.
That's awesome. This is the point of the episode, Jess, where we normally would talk about a shout out, but I think you are our shout out this week.
Oh.
It has been lovely having you on, and thank you. Even though typically our shout out is somebody that's listened to the podcast, but we believe that you will. We believe that you will.
100% will. Listen, if you guys have me back on for an additional episode where we talked about CliftonStrengths, I promise that I will just blow you away with how much I will have listened to your podcast since now.
Oh.
Excellent.
All right,
I like
Patrick,
that.
you have that written, and we now have it on audio, and it's recorded.
Yes.
It's going to be wild stuff.
Well,
This is gonna be awesome.
it's what they say, whatever you have either tweeted back in 2009, it is obviously never going anywhere. It's always out there. And what you say on grossly competent is also never going away and
Never
always
going
out
away.
there.
That one or two people in Austin, Texas, and where was it? In Ohio.
Oh, I love Ohio. If you say Columbus, that'll make me really happy.
Wasn't it Columbus?
Was it Columbus?
Yeah, I believe the insurance capital of the world. I believe I did my
Nationwide
research.
is there. Yeah.
Yeah. So big
It's the
following.
Buckeyes. It's the Buckeyes. It's the place to be because
Now, when you say the Ohio State, is that the same reason you say the chamber?
No.
There's
the
only
chamber
one.
is when I say the chamber, it's just it's like the chamber. When I say the Ohio State, it's the Ohio State. Like the period Ohio State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I say the same thing about the Carroll University in Waukesha, Wisconsin. In case
You guys know they trademarked the word the, right? Ohio State did.
Are you serious?
I am.
that's why we're not
The
the grossly
Ohio State.
competent.
Yeah.
We can't use it.
The grossly competent.
The
No,
grossly
you can't,
competent. No,
because
it's-
Ohio State
it's-
trademarked it.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of want to throw open my mouth a little bit, but
Yeah,
hey,
that is some wild stuff. That is that's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, Jess, thank you again. This was so fun. Steve, as always. And I want to say we appreciate all of you listeners. Any form of support you can provide means the world to us. This truly is a labor of love, and we love bringing it to you each and every week.
we dang right we do. And that, my good friends out there, is that's the episode. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. And Jess, you need to join in on our exit. We say ugly out, but we usually kind of sing it out.
Oh.
Okay, so you
What's
have to
the-
join us.
In harmony.
Can
Ready?
one of you sing it? Can one of you just give me like how I'm supposed to sing it first, so then I can join in?
Sure. Or
Like,
just
how am I
follow
supposed to
along.
know?
Just-
Okay,
just
okay.
try to
Yep,
follow
you can
with,
you can
okay?
go as long as you want, or stop, or ad lib. It just depends how we're feeling. So
All right.
we had
I'm
a
ready.
let's do it.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Ugly.
Ooh.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh my God.
That was a great little. That's how many listeners we have.
Jesus. Okay. All right. Give me a second here, folks.